Hello, I'm Anthony David Hobbs, and over here we have the Ewok battle wagon. Yes, big battering ram, the wheels there, and the catapult thing on top, and not a ladder. Yeah, this is the Ewok battle wagon. Okay, technically speaking, it isn't. No, this is the Kenner Robin Hood battle wagon, but they used more or less the exact same mould they used for the Ewok battle wagon, so it is more or less the same. Yes. And it's not in either of the Ewok TV movies. What a shame, what a wasted opportunity. That would have been great to see this in a live action film. Yes, yeah, a good advert for the toy as well, but no, they never used it in the Ewok movies. If you want to see the battle wagon in action, you see it in an episode of the Ewok cartoon. So yes, that's better than nothing, yeah. So yeah, that's quite a cool toy. And okay, I'll start at the beginning. When I was about 10 years old, I remember in a video store seeing what looked like a live-action film with Ewoks on the front cover, and I assumed it was Return of the Jedi, because I hadn't seen the full trilogy then. A year later I saw Return of the Jedi, and it had only one Ewok on the front cover. So I thought, what is this film that has several Ewoks on the front cover? Well, there were two Ewok spin-offs, yes. Okay. In 1984, there was an Ewok TV movie called... Well, its title in full is Caravan of Courage, an Ewok Adventure. Yes, a TV movie, yes, made 1 year later because, well, Return of the Jedi was supposed to be the last ever Star Wars film. So how could George Lucas make more money out of this brand? Well, use Ewoks, yes. And, I'm going to be honest, the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi never use magic of any sort. They don't know what magic is, no. But, in the cartoon, they use magic, and in this an Ewok adventure, they use magic a lot. A magic candle, a magic spinning device that shows images, a magic walking stick, a magic rock. Yes, come on, let's be honest. It was to make them more like Care Bears. Yeah, and is an Ewok adventure a good movie? Well, I saw it when I was 11 because you have to understand Star Wars movies were quite new to me. You know, I didn't see them when they were brand new. I saw them on video and stuff, but I was obsessed with Ewoks, and I was really pleased to hear there were two TV spin-offs. Yeah, so I enjoyed it a lot when I was 11. Not so much as a grown-up, though. No, you do really need to be a child to enjoy an Ewok movie, yeah. The tone is much more babyish, clearly aimed at children, yes. We have a narrator. There's lots of exposition explaining everything that's going on. Oh, however, sometimes it's good there's a narrator because of course Ewoks can't talk. Well, they can talk, but they can't speak English. It's all Ewokese. They say Beachawara and Lurdo, you know. So yes, you need a narrator, otherwise you can't understand what's going on in the story. Yeah. And I always assumed the events of an Ewok Adventure Caravan of Courage take place after the events of Return of the Jedi. They don't, although it was made after. Technically, it's set before the events of Return of the Jedi. But then I thought, at first I thought that doesn't really matter if it's before or after, doesn't matter. I thought, wait a minute, it does, because it creates a blooper. What do the Ewoks do when they first meet Luke Skywalker, Han Solo and Princess Leia? They want to cook them for dinner. Yes, eat them up. Yes, any strangers on our land, we roast them for dinner, eat them up. Yes, the Ewoks are savages. That's the sort of thing they do. So if this is set before Return of the Jedi, and they've never seen humans before, why is it they don't attempt to eat the humans that they meet in an Ewok adventure? Yes, that creates a blooper, yes. And anyway, basically, okay, let's get to the main story. Basically, Endor, the forest moon of Endor, is isolated. Nobody knows it exists. A star cruiser crashes there, so they're not there willingly, no. It's a mother and a father and their two children. And what's happened is, in the opening sequence, the two children have wandered off. You're on an alien world, you've no idea what's out there, and I know kids like to go out to play, but this is a really dangerous environment, and they've wandered off. So the parents go looking for them, and as they're looking for them, the mother says to the father, I've told them many, many times never to wander too far from the Star Cruiser, and they've wandered off. I've told them not to do this. Yes, lots of exposition, because they're talking to you like your children. Yes, the target audience is very immature this time, yeah. Anyway, the children are not kidnapped. No, the parents are kidnapped by a big ogre monster called the Gorax. So it's the children's responsibility to go and rescue them, yeah. And they find the Ewoks, or the Ewoks find them, whichever way around you like to put it. And at first, the brother is called Mace. Nothing to do with the character Mace Windu. No. I'm guessing Mace Windu was named after Mace. Yeah. Anyway, the older brother's called Mace. The little sister's called Sindel. Yeah. And anyway, Mace is very obnoxious, and he doesn't trust them. You know, he has his laser gun pointing at them in a threatening manner. And of course, he can't understand what the Ewoks are saying, so they have to use like hand gestures and everything to explain, you know, that they don't mean any harm. They use hand gestures to explain that they've made this medicine thing to make the little girl well again. Then at last, Mace gets it. The Ewoks are here to help, yeah. And is it connected well with the cartoon or the film series? Well, we see Wicket. Oh yes, we see a heck of a lot of Wicket. Yes, he's clearly the most popular Ewok character. Yeah, we do see Master Logray. Unfortunately, he doesn't use the Sun Star. I was a bit disappointed at that because that's what I hoped would happen because I'd seen the cartoon first. But no, he has that little spinning light device that shows images, and that's how they find out where their parents are. Oh, but before that, the children fight like this big monster rat creature, and the Ewoks kill it, and they find a life monitor device that belongs to their parents. Now, the life monitor device has lights on when they're alive, and the lights are still on. So then the children go, right, that means they're definitely alive. Fact, they're alive, yes. So we can't give up, we must find them, yeah. And we don't see any Romba again. No, not in the cartoon, not in this TV movie, no, just see him briefly in Return of the Jedi. Anyway, the cat Wicket has two brothers in the cartoon, Weechie and Willie. Now, when I was little, I was about 7 when I first saw the cartoon, and I didn't like that he had a brother called Willie. That's short for William. That's an Earth name. So that's silly, because all these other characters have these exotic alien names, and there's one character just called Willie, which I thought was dumb. No. Well, the same character, Willie, is called Whittle in an Ewok Adventure. I thought that's better, that's an improvement. Yes, that's a name that doesn't exist. Yeah, so that's pretty cool, yeah. And a Caravan of Courage, we don't see a vehicle caravan. No, we don't see a caravan being pulled by a big vehicle. It's called Caravan of Courage for a different reason. The meaning of the word caravan in this case means a long line of people. Yes, so a long line of Ewoks that agree to help in the fight. It's a long journey and everything. And, well, the Ewoks, they may be very cute and cuddly, but they're very tough. Because they live in a place of all kinds of animals trying to kill you, you know, yeah. So even though they're very cute, they have to be tough. They have no sharp claws or big fangs, but they have to use their wits and intelligence. Even though they're very cute and very vulnerable, they're determined to stay alive. Now what does that remind you of? Us, humans, yes, in the Stone Age. We were very puny and weak compared to other predators in the forest, but we were determined to stay alive, yeah. So a lot of fans of Star Wars, they knock the Ewoks for being too cute, but you've got to take your hat off to them. They are determined to stay alive. Yeah, they fight to the finish. They won't give up without a fight. No. And, okay, as the story progresses, we find the Gorax creature. Oh, but before that, we meet like these little fairies that are glowing like fire. And they're called Wisties. Now, I assumed, are they the firefolk from the Ewoks cartoon? Well, they don't call them firefolk, they call them Wisties. So, oh, they're separate characters. Oh, well, that's silly. Why didn't they call them the same name? If you want to connect this to the cartoon franchise, you should call them the same name. But no, they don't. No. Anyway, oh yes, and the boy called Mace is quite obnoxious and makes out, I know better than you lot. You know, I've only just got here. You know, you're native to the planet, but I know better than you. He puts his hand in the hole in a tree, and this snake monster thing bites him. Yeah. So yes, there's monsters everywhere trying to kill you, you know. Keep your wits about you, you know. Yeah. Don't be a clueless buffoon, yeah. If you want to survive, keep your wits about you at all times. Anyway, eventually, after any manner of things go wrong, they eventually find the place where the Gorax live, which is like a mountain or a cave or something. Now, the Gorax, he's kidnapped the parents of the children, right? Put them in a cage. Does he intend to eat them? Well, it doesn't specify in the TV film, but it does specify in the kids' book version. And yes, he intends to eat them. Well, why did he leave them there for many days? Why did he wait so long to eat them? Plot convenience, that's why. To give the heroes a chance to rescue them. That's why. Okay, so yes, okay, yeah. And although it's very cute and cuddly, there is some sad bits. Like, well, for a start, one of the Ewoks called Chukka, the one with the big axe, he Yes, he gets killed. A load of rocks fall on top of him. But before he dies, he gives his axe to Mace. I want you to have this, yeah. And then Mace doesn't want his death to be in vain, so he uses the axe to kill the Gorax. So yeah, there's some sad bits, although mostly it's very immature. So you'd enjoy it as a child, but even at the age of 11, I thought, why is the tone of this film so babyish, so patronising, And then I think the reason for this is because, well, the tone of the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi are very mature and sophisticated compared to what they're like in this film. Yes. Why is the tone so babyish? Well, to sell toys. This whole thing is like a TV commercial for the toys. Yeah, to make kids go and buy the Ewok toys. But the tone of Return of the Jedi wasn't this babyish, and that sold loads of toys. So why make this one babyish? Well, George Lucas deemed it ultimately necessary to make it really babyish to sell more toys. So, well, he was in charge, yeah. So, if you're in a light humour, or if you want to switch your brain off, you might enjoy an Ewok Adventure as an adult. But remember, it is really aimed at children, yeah. Yes, an Ewok Adventure. Oh, it's kind of cool. Some half-decent special effects. Loads of Ewoks everywhere. But the tone is very immature, yeah. It's still better than the Star Wars Holiday Special. I'll give it credit for that. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm Anthony Hobbs, and I'm never bored.